But let's now talk about man's best friend, because it's crunch time for vicious XL bully dogs today as the ban comes into force at midnight. Owners are set to face criminal records and hefty fines for continuing to own and breed these vile beasts. In a last-ditch attempt to change the looming law, distraught owners marched outside number 10 in solidarity tonight. And joining me now is expert dog behaviourist Stan Rawlinson. Stan, a very good evening to you. Welcome to the Independent Republic.
Yeah, good evening, Mike.
Thanks very much indeed for joining us. I mean, there's an awful lot of sort of noise and fury around this story. A lot of people who own these dogs say it's ridiculous that they're being picked on, that, you know, all sorts of dogs can do all sorts of terrible things. But surely the point about these dogs is that they are built basically to kill people, aren't they?
The difficulty is the size of them, Mike. And the other thing is they've been messing about. There wasn't a problem with these dogs until 3.5 years ago. I've assessed them many, many times over a lot of years when I was working full-time as a behaviourist, specialising in aggression. And I had to assess all these dogs. No problems with these XL bullies till 3.5, 4 years ago. So what's happened? They've messed about with the bloodlines. They've messed about with the genetics, using illegal genetic materials, and we end up with a situation like that we have at this moment in time. Yet they were perfectly okay from 1980 onwards when they were first created.
So do you think it's the sort of the crossbreeding and the deliberate sort of manipulation, if you like, of their DNA that's caused them to be even more dangerous than they would have been?
You're absolutely right. It is. The DNA part of it is really important. There was a program on television, a panorama type program on Skies. It happens, and they showed a man getting genetic kits and taking the sperm and the eggs and manipulating them. And he had lots and lots of these XL bullies in cages around him while he was doing all this. And they showed him trying to manipulate the DNA. But not only that, they then started breeding some of these dogs from a specific bloodline. Right. And they were breeding both brothers and sisters together on a regular basis, which causes, of course, mental problems in those circumstances. And they did it for quite a few times. And to do that would cause instability in that dog. And I think that may have occurred in this case. I've been calling for a ban on all imports from dogs from America for quite some time because of what they've been doing with the hybrids and the bloodlines. And I think that's what unfortunately happened with these dogs, who were perfectly okay up till 2.5, 3 years ago.
So in your view, this has happened by somebody's deliberate act. This is not an occasional kind of accident that's happened. Somebody has taken a decision to make this dog a new breed, effectively.
Yeah, I think it's not just one person. I think it's a group of people, not always acting together, but actually have created something that has made it incredibly dangerous. Yeah. These dogs are not... Most aggression in dogs is fear-based. A lot of people are not aware of that. They think it's all to do with dominance. It's all to do with them trying to become the leader of the pack and that sort of thing. Not so. Nearly all of it is fear-based, and it's created in the first 16 weeks of that dog's life. These dogs are not fear-based in any way or form, and it wouldn't have mattered what happened in the first 16 weeks of their life. These dogs are predatory, chase aggressive, and you, by just even looking at it, running, screaming, or whatever, could stimulate it into an attack. And that's what the problem is. And that's why we've had so many deaths. Right. 75% more from XL bullies than any other dog breed in the last 3.5 years. It's absolutely, it's a disaster. Yeah. And it's such a shame because there weren't a bad dog before that.
Yeah, it is a terrible shame, and I really appreciate you coming on, Stan. And I know you've got some tips for us. We haven't got time to do those, but we will do them because I think it'd be important if we could share what you know about what people should do if they actually get attacked by one of these things, because it could actually happen to them. Stan, thanks very much indeed. Stan Rawlinson there with the lowdown on why this XL bully problem is such a problem, because it's been created by, guess what? By men, by people, by someone who wanted deliberately to create a dangerous new breed for power and money.